Folks, it's Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists, and today we're going to be unboxing the Wiley X Valor sunglasses. I'm a big believer in buying quality, not just brand names or fashionable stuff, but quality. That's something especially important when you're talking about EDC gear, stuff that you're using daily, your pocket knife, your multi-tool, your watch. These are things that anything that you're using pretty much every single day. The way I see it, it's worth making the effort of paying that little bit of extra so as to get quality stuff. Maybe if you're talking about, let's suppose, a tool that you use for some odd job once or twice a year, yeah, maybe you can go a little bit cheap, risk losing the money in a cheap tool that breaks, which has happened before to me, and I'm sure it happened to you as well before. But if it's something you're going to be using very frequently, or even more so all the time, buy quality stuff. Critical stuff as well. Your sidearm. You're not going to be buying the cheapest, most affordable one, especially if you can afford something better, where your life may be at risk. You want to have reliable gears and tools. So, with that in mind, sunglasses. Sunglasses are a big item for me because obvious reasons. When it's very bright out there, shiny places, but even in darker, gloomier ones, if it rains a lot, your sunglasses protect your eyes as well, allow you to have it gives you a tactical advantage in the true meaning of the word. When everyone else is blinded by the intense sunlight, or just reducing their capability of assessing what's happening around them, you're better off if you have this sort of thing, especially if you have these type of sunglasses that are also protective eyewear. It gives you protection in terms of debris, it would be an hour-long video going over every possible scenario, but I've been walking, just minding my own business in just a construction site right next to you. It happens all the time. People working on the roads, on the street, removing the pavement and repaving and that sort of thing. The little rocks, debris fly your way. Intense winds. It goes on and on forever. And one final thing before boring you to death. I was reading in a book recently about shootings. Well-recorded gunfights where people, especially involving police officers, where there were statements made quite accurately in terms of how things went down, the kind of weapons used, the outcome. That kind of thing is quite fascinating for me, and I think that's fantastic food for thought. And one of those accounts was about a police officer that was involved in a shooting, and he was being shot at with a semi-automatic shotgun by this guy was a hunter, so he had his hunting shotgun loaded with bird shot and opened fire at very close range to the shooting at the police officer. Now, if you know a little bit about about firearms ballistics, you know that bird shot is really not ideal, but at the same time, it's a pretty big freaking round, right? This would not be a bird shot BB. This is a little bit bigger. But this puts a hurt on you at very close range. Now, in the case of this officer, I'm pretty sure it was much thinner, much smaller bird shot, right? Not as thick, but he got shot in the chest 2 times with the bird shot. It did not put him down. Now, the third round was shot in his face, and the bird shot blinded him. So he was effectively out of the fight. That's the kind of thing that all the so-called experts don't quite understand, how dynamic and how diverse a fight can go down. Yes, buckshot in the chest, bird shot, especially the finest bird shot in the chest, will not put you down, right? It will hurt a lot. It may even kill you, but it's not the kind of showstopper that buckshot certainly is. Now, even the finest bird shot, when caught in your face, if it's getting into your eyes, you're going to be losing those eyes. And that's what happened to this police officer. He ended up losing one eye. I think they managed to salvage the other one, but he was effectively out of the fight in spite of the first 2 rounds to the chest not stopping him. The one to the face, unfortunately, did. Very interesting account. But back to now, all these things, it may sound like nonsense, and I know you guys watching YouTube say 5 minutes into all this. Well, this is what makes a difference between people that really know their business, they really go into all these details. So I know that this is the kind of thing why I want this sort of sunglasses on my face. Why? Because if you are wearing your Wiley X revolvers, or like I did for years and still do, or you're wearing these Valor Wiley X sunglasses, any of these quality protective ballistic eyewear, birdshot to the face, gonna be messing your face up, but it's not gonna be getting through and getting into your eyes. With other eyewear, you're not as guaranteed nearly as much. I mean, it may even at the right distance, it may even save your eyes from a little bit of the bigger birdshot as well, some of these turkey lows or so. So 6 minutes into all this, explaining why we even do this at all, let's take a look. I recently received an email from someone asking about what kind of eyewear I was using. He knew, a long-time follower, obviously, he knew I use revolvers, which, yes, indeed I do. I'm still using them to this day. And I've been using them pretty much daily for, I don't know how many years. I mean, 5, 6 years easily. So, one of the things that I noticed here in the box, besides, Wiley X, absolute premium eye protection, you have different models and such. Wiley X Valor, Black Ops. The Black Ops is this series. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Warning. This product contains a chemical known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. I was like, what the hell is going on there? Did a little bit of research and ends up that because of a California law, I think it's Article 65, any little trace amount even of potentially harmful chemicals has to be, well, it comes down to this. Anything that could possibly cause birth defects, cancer, and whatnot has to be included. And the article is so broad that many brands, especially quality brands like Wiley X, they just take the safe road and include the warning just in case. Looking into it a little bit more, it turns out that the plastic used in the lenses has trace amounts of BPA. BPA would be that stuff that you try really hard not to have in your water bottles. Like the water bottles by well-known brands will say BPA free, right? That's the kind of thing you're looking for in food products. In eyewear, really, I'm not at all concerned with BPA, with trace amounts of BPA in my lenses, in my sunglasses. In food products, sure. Here, no. But I appreciate the honesty because they just went along and. So what you have is a sticker, which I never use these things. Maybe I should find a place to put them in. Case, already nice. Opening up. Attention, Wiley X lenses offer superior impact resistance, but may scratch. Always store in protective case. Yes, they do scratch. Not terribly bad, as some people apparently think, but they're very nice sunglasses in my experience. I've never been let down by their Wiley X sunglasses, by their products. These I use sometimes, but I prefer a lens, sunglasses that have good fit. If it has good enough fit, you don't end up using this nearly as much. So far so good. A little manual. Let's check it out. This is a true unboxing. The first time I opened this. So a bunch of information. I suppose there's field of application. To focus there. So yeah, sunlight safety spectacles with light rust lenses are safe. Information for users. I mean, sunglasses. There's not a ton. Life and maintenance warning. Well, this is kind of interesting, the explanation of the specs in terms of manufacturer, number of harmonized European standard, impact resistance, EN 166. I think it's like one little pellet at a certain speed, you know, pretty standard in the industry. Speed, particles, and that sort of thing. Okay, so far so good. And let's take a look at the actual lenses. Now these are polarized. I got these from eBay, where I'm gonna be leaving the eBay link below in case you want to check these out. And I think it depends what model you have, because there's a Valor, Wiley X Valor models that have the smoked a lens, and there's others that have, besides that, they're also polarized. These would be the polarized version. Now, why did I get the polarized ones? Well, I didn't have them in my previous ones, in my Wiley X revolvers, but reading up and learning a little bit more, it turns out that this polarizing thing really reduces some of the you know, those that bright glare that sometimes makes details a little bit less clear. Now, I'm all for improving gear, and this is something I've said over the years. Buying quality gear and improving and upgrading as technology advances, or you learn about better, newer things showing up. Not just running behind everything, but whenever there's an honest upgrade, significantly so, I'm all for investing in that. So they look pretty good. One of the things you have to check out with these is they should be marked. Your lenses should be marked and have the specs. Some of the older, where there it says, I don't know if you get to see that, it says polarized. That's clear or not. Well, there it says polarized, and there I have the marking as of what this actually is. If your lenses are not marked, if there's not those markings, there's a good chance that you got a counterfeit ones. It's pretty interesting how it reflects light. Check the fit and such. Yeah, they're quite nice. If you have a small to medium face, they're gonna be fitting you quite well. And the field of view is excellent. I'd say it's as good as my Wiley X revolvers, or even better, which is kind of amazing because I have fantastic field of view with those. But you know, yes, it's as good as the revolvers, maybe even better, which means complete field of view in all possible angles with these sunglasses. Exactly what I was hoping for, exactly what I got. Yeah, gonna be giving it a few. I mean, my Wiley X revolvers, I trust the brand because those revolvers, I've used it for years, abuse them even, and these are my daily use glasses, my sunglasses for the beach, my shooting glasses as well. And yeah, it's a brand I trust. I looked into the Oakleys. I'm not much of a fan of those. These are pretty awesome. Let me check again. The glare reducing thing about the polarized is noticeable. You do have much finer detail with this, especially with when on those brighter spots where glare usually, you know, washes out the details a little bit more. Not the case here. Yeah, I mean, having tried it right now, I'm going to be saying this. Good model. If you're looking to get a new pair of sunglasses, a good model to go for. Absolutely, the brand I know is, you know, top notch. And the polarized version, which would be this one, is definitely worth it. I mean, gonna be using it for some time, but I can tell you right now, you do see the difference. That's pretty much clear. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. Remember to subscribe. Take care. See you on our next video.